Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa urged South Africans to use the COVID-19 Alert South Africa app. It notifies users if they come in close contact with someone who tested positive of COVID-19. Tech expert Aki Anastasiou joins me now to elaborate on this conversation. So, Aki, let's start with the good, right? The whole objective of this particular app seems noble enough. Do we know it to work, though?
Thank you for having me on your show. Yeah, absolutely. We have found that these kind of apps really do offer a tremendous amount of value in helping track where the virus is going and also alert people who you might have come into contact with if you have tested positive with the virus. So it certainly has got tremendous benefits. Obviously, people have got concerns regarding the privacy of it, but just in terms of what the app does and the technology behind the app, it really has got tremendous value that it can bring to help us all be safer.
And it's a Bluetooth-based app, Aki. How does it work by way of, I imagine Bluetooth, of course, it brings into the equation this whole issue of proximity. If you're close and you both have the app and it uses your Bluetooth, is that the idea, that it will then use that to be able to send out notifications to other users?
Well, it works in a very simple way, and I think it's important that we highlight this just to allay people's fears on privacy and, anything that people might think that, the government is following me and tracking me with this app. How it works, firstly, the app is free to download, so it's been zero rated. It's not going to cost you any data costs. Once you've downloaded the app, it does, as you correctly say, use Bluetooth. Now, the data itself is anonymous data, and it sits on your phone and your phone only. It's not stored anywhere, and it's stored anonymously on the phone. So it's called data sovereignty, and it's something that's been really worked on by the likes of Google and Apple, so really trusted companies. Once it sits on your phone, it transmits it works via Bluetooth to determine your location, and once, for example, you have, say, tested positive for COVID, you open up your app and you say, I have tested positive, and then it takes the data that's sitting on your phone anonymously and sends out an anonymous code onto the server to alert other people anonymously, not to say that you are near Aki, etc., that you have Bluetooth, you have contracted the COVID-19 virus, and here's an alert to be careful on who you are in close proximity with. So it's done totally anonymously, and the data itself, Tulasizwe, sits on your phone and nowhere else only.
All right, that's that last part in particular, Aki, is more comforting to me, because I heard you mention the word server. And as South African information users, we are bruised at the moment with the Experian data leak. And also given some of our concerns, if a technology involves location, we're not really the safest country in the world, right? You don't want to be sharing where you've been, where you walk, etc., etc. Do you understand some of those concerns that people have?
Oh, absolutely, and they're very, very valid concerns. And this is why when you look at, who's behind this, and where the technology is being developed, I personally trust it, and if we are concerned about privacy issues, I can assure you, Tulasizwe, that right now people that are on their phones with a Facebook profile or an Instagram profile or Twitter profile, your phone actually knows a lot more about you and sharing more about you than this app will ever do. So this app itself is really totally anonymous, and as I said, the data sits on your phone. It's your data; it doesn't sit anywhere else. And I really do trust it. Obviously, in today's world, as you mentioned, the breach that we've had, and we've had several other breaches. I think that it's important for consumers and not consumers, the population, to trust this app and to understand that it's there for our own good and to help us really keep tabs of this particular virus. And it's not only going to be used to alert other people that you might have been in close proximity to, but also in future, if there is a second wave, for example, where it's been used to say that oh, in this particular area, we seem to be seeing an increase in infections, and people and the government in particular can act, better in containing the outbreak in certain areas just from the stats that people are sharing via this particular app.
Ahmed, good to talk to you. I love your backdrop, by the way. It's as if you are in a galaxy far, far away.
Some people say I've been in this galaxy most of my life, but it's great to chat to you too, Tula Sizwe. And I just urge everybody to download it. It's very safe. The data is anonymous. You've got nothing to fear. And let's do it all. The more data we create, the more accurate we will be able to have information in dealing with this COVID-19 pandemic.
Ahmed, thank you. Aki Anastasiou, the tech expert there, weighing in on that particular app that President Cyril Ramaphosa is urging all of us to download to help us do contact tracing as we reopen the economy and go to level 1.